All right, welcome back to the final segment of the Carl Jackson Show. Please subscribe to our podcast wherever you go to get your podcasts: Apple, Google, Spotify, YouTube, and Rumble. I'd really appreciate it if you find us on YouTube and Rumble, all things social media at the Carl Jackson Show. Now, I want to recap our earlier segments. I want to talk about this assassin, Luigi Mangione. You guys are Mangione. You guys might know that by now there are literally flyers being circulated in parts of New York City where other healthcare leaders, CEOs, workers, their faces are posted on flyers as a result of this. As a result of this killer, as a result of this murderer, murdering the CEO of United Healthcare, and he's got a fawning fan base right now. It's absolutely crazy. And then on the other side, we see Daniel Penny, where Daniel Penny, you have protesters calling him the subway strangler as he walks into the courtroom. So we just live in a mixed up society. On another note that I want to talk about and close with, you have this super sanctuary in San Diego right now. You have the Board of Supervisors that are declaring San Diego County a super sanctuary county, saying that they are not going to work with ICE. So we're living in an upside down world right now. You have this killer, this murderer that's being glorified. I got to be honest with you, I'm a little disturbed by now. With all of the media attention he's getting. We've got this hero that is Daniel Penny. He's not looked at as a hero, and I want to talk about that as well. Let me just real quickly, if I could here, read this manifesto from this killer. Here's what he wrote. He said to the feds, "I'll keep this short because I do respect what you do for our country. To save you a lengthy investigation, I state plainly that I wasn't working with anyone." I'm not sure I believe that, by the way. But he does go on to say this was fairly trivial. Same elementary social engineering, basic CAD 1, a lot of patience. The spiral notebook, if present, has some straggling notes and to-do lists that illuminate the gist of it. My tech is pretty locked down because I work in engineering, so probably not much info there. I do apologize for any strife of traumas, but it had to be done. Frankly, these parasites simply had it coming. A reminder, the U.S. has the number one most expensive healthcare system in the world, yet we rank roughly number 42 in life expectancy. United is the largest company in the U.S. by market cap, he writes, behind only Apple, Google, and Walmart. It has grown and grown, but has our life expectancy? Question mark. No, he says. The reality is these have simply gotten too powerful, and they continue to abuse our country for immense profit because the American public has allowed them to get away with it. Obviously, the problem is more complex, but I do not have space. And frankly, I do not pretend to be the most qualified person to lay out the full argument, he writes, which is odd to me since he just killed the CEO of the United Healthcare over these particular arguments. But many, he writes, have illuminated the corruption and greed decades ago, and the problems simply remain. It is not an issue of awareness at this point, but clearly power games at play. Evidently, I am the first to face it with such brutal honesty, he writes. Now, I want to tell you some things that are at play just real quickly here that you may not have picked on with this fawning coverage of this killer all week long. We now know that he comes from a family of money. They own country clubs. They own nursing homes. He had apparently an injury, a lower back injury, suffered some pain that hindered his lifestyle, surfing, and he talked about his sex life, all this kind of craziness. I don't know if the guy was on medication. I don't know if the medication or if the pain drove him crazy. I don't know. And frankly, I don't think I care. The guy murdered someone, and he deserves the strictest or the toughest penalty for doing just that. But that's some of the new information that has been out there with this guy. And more information will continue to emerge, no doubt about it. But I got to tell you that more than anything, I'm just sickened by the coverage of this guy. But what I do want to caution you of are there some narratives that are being played out with this case. You've heard the term ghost gun. ghost gun a lot. You see these healthcare CEOs being demonized, and regardless of how you feel about the healthcare system, if you voted for Obamacare, I would argue that you might be complicit of that. But the goal in sharing this story, I believe, from the mainstream media is to undermine our Second Amendment right, to call these healthcare CEOs greedy, and rage against the healthcare system, so as to usher in a socialized healthcare system. I believe that's what's at play with this guy. Now, on the other side, you have Daniel Penny. I won't play the full interview here, but I want to show you this interview with Judge Janine of Fox News and Daniel Penny. Go ahead and roll the clip, please, Gabe.
He was just threatening to kill people. He was threatening to go to jail forever, go to jail for the rest of his life. And now where I'm on the ground with him, I'm on my back in a very vulnerable position. If I just would have let go, now he turns.
Why is that a vulnerable position?
Well, if I just let him go, I'm on my back now. He can just turn around and start doing what he said to me. So
Killing,
hurting.
What in you caused you to want to get involved?
I mean, I'm not a confrontational person. I don't really extend myself. I think this type of thing is very uncomfortable. All this attention and limelight is very uncomfortable, and I would prefer without it. I didn't want any type of attention or praise, and I still don't. Mm-hmm. The guilt I would have felt if someone did get hurt, if he did do what he was threatening to do, would never be able to live with myself. And I'll take 1 million court appearances and people calling me names and people hating me just to keep one of those people from getting hurt.
All right, let's leave it there. I think you get the gist of it. This guy is a genuine guy. This guy is a genuine hero. Let me just share with you what I shared with on Dennis Prager's show earlier this week. What was put on trial, and Heather McDonald wrote about this beautifully. It's actually the real villains of this Daniel Penny trial are Alvin Bragg and the city officials, and they're the ones that should be put on trial. And for the very reasons they put Daniel Penny on trial, it was Alvin Bragg that said basically he wanted Daniel Penny jailed because he thought he should do so to protect city residents. Well, Alvin Bragg hasn't been protecting city residents from the homeless population, the mentally ill homeless population that are going around and creating all types of crime and creating chaos. Make no mistake about it. What was happening as well there with this particular case with Daniel Penny is New York City put heroism, male heroism. They put male chivalry, male self-reliance. All of that was put on trial. Now, why is that? Because you can't have chivalry and the nanny state. And it's as simple as that. The left does not want chivalrous men to stand up in a society. All right. But the good news is their authority is slipping away. I could go on and on and on. Imagine being in a subway car where you're underground, concrete, in a metal can, traveling 50, 60 miles per hour. Somebody tries to attack you. Who are you going to call? You're going to hope and pray that you have a Daniel Penny there. And as a matter of fact, I mean, I can give you a number of incidents just recently. 3 weeks after this incident, you had Heather McDonald writing about a subway incident where another a street denizen slammed a woman's head into a subway car, paralyzing her for life. November 18th, a 51-year-old vagrant with the inevitable long rap sheet and seemingly immunity from extended incarceration went on a stabbing spree, stabbed and killed 3 people. And then Jordan Neely himself being portrayed as this hero. This is a guy that literally physically assaulted elderly people. He is not the gentle giant, the Michael Jackson impersonator that everyone is pretending he is. The Penny persecution represents 2 intertwined traits of our day, Heather McDonald writes. One is government's abandonment of law-abiding citizens in favor of the dysfunctional and the antisocial, and 2, the hatred of values associated with white males in Western civilization. I don't know why. I don't understand why all these people hate America so much. They hate white men like Daniel Penny so much. When Daniel Penny, you can tell, is not a racist person, and we know that America is great. You can tell because of the our border crisis. Carl, what do you mean? We have a border crisis, right? We have people running into this country from all areas around the globe because they know that America is the best place to be. As a matter of fact, I won't have enough time to talk about this now, but you have San Diego County calling themselves a super sanctuary county now. But there are going to be ways where Trump can oppose that. Tom Homan is coming in. Donald Trump is coming in. We're going to end this border crisis nonsense as well. But you see a world that's upside down. America's a racist place, yet we want as many illegals to come in as possible. Daniel Penny is a hero. No, we're calling him a thug. And then we're glorifying a murderer. We're in an upside down world. January 20th can't come fast enough. Thanks for tuning in. God bless you. Hey, Christmas is coming up, and My Pillow is excited to announce that their Christmas extravaganza is finally here. Get this season's flannel sheets for as low as $59.98. They won't last long, so get them while they last. Their famous My Slippers, these haven't been on sale for over a year, and they're regularly priced at $119.98, but for a limited time only, they're now $59.98. And their six-piece towel sets are back in stock with extremely limited quantities, only $29.98. With hundreds of My Pillow products, there's something for everyone on your Christmas list. From bathrobes, duvets, quilts, down comforters, and so much more. Go to mypillow.com or call 800-858-0263 and be sure to use promo code Carl to save on all My Pillow products. That's promo code Carl, C-A-R-L. Flannel sheets for as low as $59.98. The six-piece towel set as low as $29.98. But that's not all. They're extending their 60-day money-back guarantee until March 1st of 2025. Plus, all orders over $75 or more ship for absolutely free. Go to mypillow.com, promo code Carl.